Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Friday, September 26th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
The sky's the limit for Kevin James Reason when it comes to looking for a cure for mitochondrial disease in children, including his son, 11-year-old Liam.
Just doing it for them just to get that awareness out. So it was a little thing I did for such a big thing that's close to my heart.
He raised $20,000 with one jump and amused his son with this video.
He was really excited. He was excited. I think he wanted me to do it again.
When Liam was little and suffering from seizures and developmental delays, it was discovered that mitochondrial disease was attacking his central nervous system. A rare disease, Liam's dad created a foundation to push for research and treatment.
There you go, buddy.
In 4 years, the Liam Foundation has raised $1.2 million for drug trials.
Probably about 6 months on this medication, he started to walk again. He also lost his ability to talk, but now he's starting to say a few words again as well.
Mitochondria Canada has joined forces with the Liam Foundation, and Reason has created a support network that keeps growing to include more families.
November 3rd, we have the first ever Mito Clinic opening up at the Montreal Children's Hospital. It's called the Liam Mito Excellence Center.
The $20,000 raised from his skydive will continue to fund clinical trials in young patients.
It's slowing down the progression of this disease, so that's what we need to buy us some time to find a cure.
And Kevin says he won't stop diving into raising funds to help kids like Liam. Christine Long, CTV News.
Was on the ground in mud, and I didn't care.
At first glance, they're easy to miss. Tiny doors tucked across Nova Scotia, but in the lens of photographer Nikki DiMaggio, they're impossible to ignore.
I seek out fairy doors, and fairy doors are little creations that Haligonians make, usually at the base of trees.
What starts small, Maggio makes larger than life, photographing these whimsical creations in sunshine to make them sparkle, then printing them big enough that you can't look away.
I'm taking the miniature, the minutia of the community and enlarging it.
The fairy doors first caught her eye during the pandemic, when families stuck at home started leaving little bits of magic for others to find.
That's where I first discovered them. And one fairy door will lead me to another fairy door. So usually I'll be on Cambridge Street and someone will say, "Oh, have you seen the fairy door on Beach Street? Have you been here?"
But they're fleeting. Hurricanes, curious pets, or time itself can take the doors away. Through her lens, Maggio immortalizes them.
I make sure that the fairy doors are documented and preserved this moment in time for everyone to see.
And while the exhibit preserves the fairy doors for now, the artist hopes they'll keep inspiring others to create their own, long after these images leave the walls of the Craig Gallery.
The families who are creating them sort of have a story in mind that they want to tell. That's what I have gathered from the families and the children that have created these doors.
The exhibit runs until the end of this weekend. Maggio says she'll keep knocking on doors from Digby to Glace Bay as long as they appear. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Dartmouth.
For 107-year-old Marion Anderson, this special birthday feels like any other day.
I hadn't planned such a tremendous crowd to be here. I thought we'd just get through it like every other day.
Anderson, born in September 1918.
Starting to grow up there.
A mother of 3 boys, she raised her family in the nation's capital.
Just growing up and having friends and having fun. Eventually marrying somebody that lived with me for almost 70 years.
And there's a reason she doesn't look her age.
You don't put soap on your face. It makes wrinkles.
I think, like she said, maybe just living a simple life, not getting too ahead of yourself. A little sherry every day.
Anderson has lived through moments of history.
Remember the wars. One finished and then another one started. And I was quite able to understand everything about the Second World War, because I was a young woman then, a teenager.
Throughout her life, Anderson loved camping, traveling, working as a hairdresser, and spending time with her family. She was a talented quilt maker and in the 90s won Best Quilt of the Show at the Carp Fair.
It was a little bit above special. Oh no, I made literally hundreds of quilts, and I made for the babies at the hospital.
Good years of health and happiness. Signed, Mark Sutcliffe and David.
For her, the greatest gift, to be surrounded by her loved ones on her special day. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
There's a spirit of giving in the air as the West Ferris Trojans unload carton after carton from this truck, full of food and hygiene items for the food bank.
Makes you feel good. Makes you feel good that we can help the community as a school and do our part.
For one evening a few weeks before Thanksgiving each year over the last 18 years, the students of West Ferris get together, going out into the city collecting donations for the city's hungry.
The radio station back in the day had a contest, and it was all schools were involved in it. It was sort of like a citywide competition. And for whatever reason, they stopped doing that, but we continued on with it. Sort of on the calendar, and people know it's coming.
Thanksgiving's busy, but it's still consistent with the numbers that we have month over month.
Around 150 students, teachers, and volunteers were out and about collecting over 10,000 pounds of food items and other necessities, and $350 in cash donations.
That's a big number. We got a few congratulations, a few good lucks, because everybody around the community, the PLMP class, they would hand little papers out saying that we got the food drive coming up.
The North Bay Food Bank is gracious to receive the donation, as the food collected will ensure its inventory is stocked for its food hamper program. The food bank is serving 45 households each session.
The demographic is changing. We had traditionally seen a lot of our seniors and single adult households, but there are families coming now and people that are working and just can't make ends meet.
West Ferris is challenging the other high schools to either match their donations or try to top their number.
Not going to beat us. They're not going to beat us.
If your home was missed, you can still make a donation directly to the food bank. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Rehearsals are underway for a show-stopping performance this weekend.
You're hearing it right now. Hear those horns, those amazing calls, a lot of drama and also so much beauty.
Principal guest director and violinist Rachel Podger is in town to help launch the 2025-2026 TAFL music season at Corner Hall.
The thing is, every movement has something different. There's so much drama in the Mozart that you can hear right now. And then the smaller movements are dances. So the minuet, for instance, you kind of feel like you want to dance.
Performing in a classical orchestra style, the first show this season features music of Mozart's 40th and Schubert's 5th Symphony, set to evoke emotion and take your breath away.
So we have string players, so violins and violas and cellos and double bass. And then we have wind players, so we have one flute, two oboes, two bassoons, and two horns.
The group is comprised of 27 local musicians working as one to play some classics.
It's actually quite an emotional experience as well, just to see people play and have so much fun on the stage. It's very bonding.
The TAFL Music 2025-2026 season begins this weekend, and there are multiple shows running all the way through until May of next year. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
Some fans felt Noah Kahan's lyrics from his hit song You're Gonna Go Far, far too literally at London's Rock the Runway earlier this month.
The concert ended, we got to the car at 11:07. I got in my car and we did not start moving, like actually moving in lines, until about 12:30, 12:45.
Many concert goers took to social media saying it took them a number of hours to get out of the parking lot. The two-day festival took place at London International Airport.
We walked into that venue. It's basically an empty runway on Tuesday at 8 a.m. and by Friday at 4 p.m. we hosted 25,000 people.
Organizers say while they consider the event a success, they also recognize where things went wrong.
We got a lot of emails and messages sent to us, and we want to get it right.
Those who spend money on parking can expect to receive a full refund within the next 5 to 7 business days.
Thank you for enjoying a great night with us, and we're going to get it better.
Organizers say they hope this is something that will continue to bring Londoners together for years to come.
Just gives us an opportunity to do that next level entertainment that we haven't been able to do in London or southwestern Ontario.
Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
Simcoe County will soon be the home to the country's first mental health anti-violence hub.
Mental health needs are quite a big gap when it comes to experiences of intimate partner violence.
Elnaz Mogami is one of the researchers setting up the project. It's focused on helping survivors of intimate partner violence access support resources, but there's also a research focus, better training for healthcare providers, public education, and integrating gender-based violence content into existing programs, like Ontario's structured psychotherapy. Huronia Transition Homes will bring their frontline experience to the project, helping women from across our region who are escaping gender-based violence.
Our biggest fear as a partner agency in this is you never want to have a project that is just going to be just research and training. We want to see, and this is why we're at the table, we want to see on-the-ground action.
Haley McDonald says our community is in the midst of an intimate partner violence epidemic.
North Simcoe has a greater rate of poverty overall in the province. We are one of those higher level areas, and all of that concentrates and really adds to the prevalence of gender-based violence.
Mogami says the hub will include an online tool connecting victims to hospital and community services and putting together programs for survivors to get involved in supporting other victims.
Our hope is that in addition to providing mental health services and care that's very targeted, that we start to really inspire and empower individuals who have been affected to be able to speak and fight that stigma together.
The province is spending $2.3 million for the 2-year pilot project. The researchers say they're looking to prove it works here and then expand the support to the rest of Ontario and even the rest of the country. Jack Moore, CTV News, Barrie.
Pat's goalie room, Merrick Schlenker, has been well-traveled during the past week since being acquired by the club.
I got the call last Wednesday, and I was in Penticton. So I drove from Penticton to my home in Calgary, stayed the night there, and then went Calgary to Regina the next day, and rolled in for game day skate on Friday.
Schlenker was immediately called into duty, starting the Pats' second game on Saturday, stopping 36 of 40 shots against the Medicine Hat Tigers. This is not the first time a Schlenker has suited up for the regiment. His father, Chris, played for the Pats from 2001 to 2004 before spending a year in Prince Albert. For the younger Schlenker, coming to the Queen City feels right.
Ever since I was a kid, I've wanted to play in the WHL, and my dad's filled me in about everything in Regina. He's had nothing but good to say, so I've kind of been learning about Regina my whole life, always asking him questions. He's a very insightful guy.
While the season is still very young, Pat's head coach Brad Haroff liked what he saw from Schlenker going in on such short notice.
Just the maturity, just the calmness that he had in the net. We were overwhelmed at some points where Medicine Hat was really coming, but he didn't look like he was overwhelmed. So he definitely brought a veteran presence to our team.
Now Schlenker and the Pats are on the brink of their home opener on Friday night against the Prince Albert Raiders, and the netminder is excited to get his first taste of a home game at the Brant Center.
Yeah, I got a chance to look at Ticketmaster, and saw it's going to be a pretty good crowd, and then we got the tailgate and all that, and obviously there's the excitement of the younger guys, so I'm pretty excited. I played here once last year on a middle of a weekday, and even that, the crowd was pretty solid.
The team says Friday's starting goalie between Schlenker, Taylor Tabashniak, and Kelton Pine is yet to be determined. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
The future of the Stewart Arena may soon be decided. The recommendation to reissue a request for expressions of interest was put forward by the city's Parks and Recreation Department. City Councillor Dan Brown was the only one to vote against reissuing the expression of interest, saying that the hockey community needs the extra ice surface.
And then minor hockey can use it instead of the natural ice rinks. They're so unreliable. We can we could bring in so much more revenue with the city if the minor hockey teams had ice open and available to host tournaments earlier in the season.
Prince Albert will have one more ice surface this season due to the twin rinks at the Lake Country Co-op Leisure Centre, but Brown says that this may not be enough to support demand.
As a minor hockey group in a hockey city, we're renting out ice at Buckland, at St. Louis, at Birch Hills. I don't know if people are still going out to Meath Park or not, but there's so much money and travel time on the roads in the winter, and we should be keeping that artificial ice in the city.
A request for expressions of interest was in place earlier this year, but was canceled when the arena was brought up as a possible temporary shelter location. At Monday's executive committee meeting, Parks and Recreation Director Jody Boulay said that the first request for expressions of interest was closed prematurely and didn't allow enough time for all interested organizations to submit. The city says some organizations have already brought up interest in the future of the arena. Whatever the fate of the building, if it stays in use, the old roof will need to be repaired. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
These families are paying tribute to the bravery of their kids as they face their cancer diagnoses. They're also thanking everyone who donates blood or plasma. Every year, about 1,000 children under the age of 15 are diagnosed with cancer in Canada. Over 86% survive thanks to treatment and donations of blood and money.
My son was diagnosed with AML, leukemia, in 2021, and he had a stem cell transplant in 2021. So I think it's important for everyone to donate blood and to be on the stem cells registry, so I'm here to advocate for kids with cancer.
You can book an appointment to donate at blood.ca.
Big question all week at Stamps practice is who's going to be playing quarterback on Friday night against the Owls. Starter Vernon Adams Jr. was hurt on this play against the Lions last week and has been limited at practice.
Yeah, it's my back, so just got to keep going each day.
On Wednesday, Adams looked better and took more snaps. Head coach Dave Dickinson declared him good to go.
He looks good to go, so feel good that he's passed all the hurdles he needs to. And now, who's ever gotten that, whoever's playing, VA's our guy. Good decisions. Be a tough guy out there, meaning we're going to get hit. We're got to make some plays and make sure we come out of there with a win.
Against the Red Blacks is now VA. Escapes the pocket, throws across his body, and throws an interception.
On offense, the Stamps have struggled of late, and Adams hasn't been particularly happy with his game. The Stamps have lost 2 in a row, but receiver Dominic Rhymes says now's not the time to panic.
It's one of them things, man. You just got to stay the course. And if you're running a marathon, you can't just run a few miles and then stop like you're done. Now you got to keep going, and it's going to hurt some certain miles, some certain kilometers. It's going to hurt more than others. But then once you keep going and you get to the finish line, you're going to be happy with the results. So you just got to keep pushing.
The defense that was so good early in the season has also struggled the last 2 weeks. In the losses against the Elks and Lions, the Stamps gave up a whopping 103 points. Veteran Derek Moncrief has been through this before and says it's important to stay the course.
Just stick to the fundamentals, stick to the basics, everything that we've been doing. Our foundation, what we laid early on in the season from training camp all the way until now. We just got to refocus, and it's all about the small, minute details and just putting your hat on every day and working.
The Owls have won 2 in a row, and Dickinson knows it's going to be a challenge.
We're going up against a great team that's on a bit of a streak themselves, a winning streak. We just need to go play our game, get better, and hopefully come out of there with a win.
Tucked between a hair salon and a music store, this empty storefront will soon be filled with sounds of psalms.
When I was a little boy, this place was a grocery store. Most recently, when we purchased it, it was a dance studio.
And by next month, this will be the new home of St. James Anglican Church, a transformation that's been a long time coming.
It is truly exciting to be settled after 6 years.
A shrinking congregation and growing maintenance costs set the stage for the sale of St. James Anglican Church's original building here in Ingersoll. That was 6 years ago. And after years of shopping around, the church has been able to find a new home just a block away.
When we finally found this property, we had already been engaged with a company called Relevin.
Keep our communities resilient.
Relevin is a Montreal-based charity that specializes in preserving and repurposing underutilized churches. The organization has opened a first-of-its-kind real estate brokerage in Cambridge to help facilitate the buying and selling of faith properties.
There's over 5,000 church locations that are facing crisis and facing the prospect of closing their doors in the next 10 years.
That's where Relevin comes in, consulting congregations and communities to determine next steps, whether that means saving the space or selling it.
When an organization makes a tough decision to close their doors, what we do is we help them find the local market experts, and we combine it with our real estate expertise in the faith properties space.
The local realtors collect a commission. Relevin gets half of that and puts it towards the charitable sector. Their main goal, to give back.
We take a look at what the congregation wants to have for that building for the future. We take a look at what the neighborhood and the community needs.
Back in Ingersoll,
that's a good feature back here.
Work is underway and excitement is in the air.
It's a huge sense of relief, and I think that most of the members of our congregation feel that same way.
Alexandra Hullick, CTV News.
This dog could be called anything, but Fido or Fluffy is unlikely when her fashion is this fierce.
Oh, well, for sure, punk rock, right?
And it wouldn't be wrong to say Donna May, who once shaved her head, grew up appreciating punk.
Probably a little screw you to the establishment felt good when you're younger, but then the music just hooks you.
So, instead of a classic like Rover, it wouldn't be surprising if Donna named her pup after a rocker like Rotten, Ramone, or Iggy.
Iggy Pop.
Donna didn't. But to appreciate what she did name this dog, we need to go back to when her previous pup, Kiwi, died.
Love of my life, Kiwi. Yeah, I was heartbroken.
And like a punk might armor themselves in a black leather jacket, Donna barricaded the pet part of her heart.
Never wanted another dog.
But then the folks at a dog rescue kept sending her pictures of this pup, and Donna agreed to temporarily foster Mika.
But she had no reaction to her former name. I would say it, there was nothing.
But there was something about the way this little dog found a way to fill that big hole in Donna's heart and heal it.
She's just sweet as can be. So we called her Sweet Pea, and she responds, like, right away.
So, Sweet Pea stuck. Donna adopted her, and now the dog mom is adding a couple DIY projects to her collection of vintage T-shirts. But instead of featuring punk bands on the front, Donna's hand-sewn pop pockets.
So that I can put her in them. What? And have my hands free.
Because all Sweet Pea really wants to do is cuddle as close as she can, as often as she can, despite her collar conveying the contrary.
I think she might be a poser. She just really looks good in her collar.
There's no punk spirit here.
Probably more of a classical girl.
Probably. But perhaps smashing open a heart hardened by loss, and like Iggy Pop reigniting a lust for life, all the while being named Sweet Pea, is also kind of punk. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Burnaby.